Hey everybody, this is Death by D4 and welcome to my guide on how to play as the Bard class in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. There's a lot to go over, so be sure to subscribe and let's dive right on in. At first level you get a D8 for your hit die, proficiencies in light armor, simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, short swords, 3 musical instruments of your choice, dexterity saving throws, charisma saving throws, and 3 skills of your choice from literally any of them. You also get Bardic Inspiration, which allows you to use your bonus action to give a d6 to a creature that can hear you within 60 feet. That creature can then use the d6 to add it to any one of its ability checks, attack rolls, or saving throws within the next 10 minutes. Your die size for this increases at 5th, 10th, and 15th level. Finally, you also get Spellcasting, which allows you to cast spells using your Charisma. As an added note, you're a spell's known spellcaster who also gets Ritual Casting. So what does all of this mean? Well, you're pretty squishy. Even your light armor proficiencies aren't going to help that much. Your weapon proficiencies are also okay, allowing you to arm yourself decently well for most given situations. Now, being able to pick any 3 skills that you want is also quite nice, but it will take you a couple more levels before you fully realize the full use of this. Bardic Inspiration is actually a really good bonus for you and everybody else in the party, so be sure to keep using this whenever possible. Just remember that it only lasts for 10 minutes, so do your best to time it so that way your party has it before they actually need it. Finally, as a spell's known caster, your spellcasting capabilities are only limited to you switching out your spells every time you level up. All in all, a pretty good starting level that sets you up well to sort of fit into any kind of party composition. At 2nd level, you get Jack of all Trades, which allows you to add half your proficiency bonus to any ability check that you make that you are not proficient in. This isn't all that amazing at the current level, but at higher levels, you'll definitely start to feel its effects then. As an added note, if you do happen to learn Counterspell at some point, this feature actually improves upon your Counterspell roll, arguably making you the best Counterspeller in the entire game. Have fun! You also get Song of Rest at 2nd level, which allows you to add a d6 to any healing that a creature receives during a rest with you. The die you give increases in size at 9th, 13th, and 17th levels. Though the use of this feature largely depends on how often your party is actually going to take short rests, it's still a free bonus that you're going to have ready all the time, so that's pretty good. At 3rd level, you pick your Bard subclass. So far, you can pick from the College of Glamour, Lore, Swords, Valor, or Whispers, all of which offer you new features at 3rd, 6th, and 14th level. Honestly, just pick whichever speaks to your character the most. I won't go over all the features of the subclasses right now, but if you'd like me to in a future video, please let me know down in the comments below. Oh yeah, you also get Expertise at 3rd level, which allows you to double your proficiency bonus with 2 skills that you're proficient with. You get this feature again at 10th level. At this point, if there's anything in particular that you want your bard to be amazing at, now's the time to start doing that. Personally, I'd pick from any of the charisma-based skills, but the beauty of the bard is that you can basically make it work for almost anything. With that said, just pick whatever speaks to your character the most and you should honestly be fine. At 4th level, just like everybody else, you get your ability score increase, which you get again at 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th levels. On the topic of stats, I'd be sure to max out your charisma score first, followed up by your dexterity score second. Beyond that, maybe put some points into Constitution or Wisdom if you really like to, but I would probably just avoid putting any points into your Strength or your Intelligence score, as you're basically never going to be using these. At 5th level, you get Font of Inspiration, which allows you to recover all of your Bardic Inspiration dice whenever you finish a short or long rest. Though this is a very simple feature, it's also highly effective, as it allows you to be even more generous with your Bardic Inspiration dice, seeing as you can now get them back quite easily. This is an absolutely fantastic feature for this class to get, and you should definitely be making sure you take full advantage of it once you get it. At 6th level, you get Counter Charm, which allows you to use your action to give all friendly creatures that can hear you within 30 feet advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed until the end of your next turn. Honestly, yeah, this is one of the most useless features I've ever heard of. I mean, unless you're spamming it constantly, there's almost no way you're ever gonna have it active when you actually need it. Honestly, if any of you actually have a clutch counter charm story that you'd like to tell me, please let me know down in the comments below because I've never heard of one. At 10th level, you get Magical Secrets, which allows you to pick any 2 spells from another class's spell list and add them as bard spells to your own. You get this feature again at 14th and 18th level. I'll admit, I genuinely cannot comprehend the amount of possibilities available to you with this feature. Basically, if there's any spell that you want to actually be able to cast, you can just basically now do it. Because this is actually an amazing feature, and I highly recommend planning well in advance for it. At the very least, consider taking Counterspell and Wish, as those are definitely 2 spells you're going to get a lot of mileage out of. Finally, at 20th level, you get Superior Inspiration, which allows you to regain 1 Bardic Inspiration die whenever you begin combat without any. Honestly, this feature's pretty trash for 20th level, but I do get it that most spellcasters end up having access to 9th level spells, so it kind of balances itself out that way. Still, I'm gonna have to admit it, it's pretty lame. Not gonna lie. Alright, so that does it for all the class features. Now onto just a few of my personal recommendations concerning it. If you'd like to play as the Bard and you're stuck on choosing a race, I'd recommend the Half-Elf. It gets you Dark Vision, bonuses to your Charisma and 2 other ability scores of your choice, advantage on saving throws against being charmed, immunity to magic that puts you to sleep, and 2 more skill proficiencies of your choice. All in all, it's a solid race in general, especially for a Bard. That said, I will like to give a couple of honorable mentions right here to both the Tiefling and the Changeling races, as both are also great picks for a Bard, but honestly, they're very campaign dependent because of the whole, being a monster race kind of thing. Now, as for feats, I'd recommend taking Lucky, because Lucky is a very good feat. Also, it'll allow you to have a better chance of succeeding on any of your underleveled counterspell casting, assuming you actually take counterspells in Magical Secret. Skilled is also good if you want to load up your Bard with even more skill proficiencies. Beyond that, maybe take Spell Sniper or Magic Initiate just to gain access to Eldritch Blast as a cantrip. You could arguably take Eldritch Blast as a part of your Magical Secrets, but that's just an alternative to doing this. Otherwise, if your DM is actually insane enough to let you play as a Changeling, taking the Activate would be quite good, as it basically just turns you into an unstoppable social manipulator at that point. I mean, seriously, at that point I feel sorry for you, DM. Finally, let's talk about spells. Now, concerning the whole Magical Secrets business, at least consider taking Eldritch Blast, Counterspell, and Wish, like I've said before, as you're definitely going to get a lot of mileage out of these spells. As for your cantrips, I'd look into taking Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Prestidigitation, and if you absolutely refuse to take Eldritch Blast or any other kind of damaging cantrip for a Magical Secret, Vicious Mockery, as that is your only other option then. Just be warned that Vicious Mockery is a really, really bad damaging spell, so you'll probably hate yourself if you do go with it. Now, as for the rest of your Bard spells, here's a list of a bunch of useful ones that I think are worth looking into. Bane, Cure Wounds, Detect Magic, Fairy Fire, Healing Word, Blindness Deafness, Enhance Ability, Heat Metal, Invisibility, Lesser Restoration, Locate Object, See Invisibility, Silence, Suggestion, Dispel Magic, Hypnotic Pattern, Confusion, Dimension Door, Greater Invisibility, Locate Creature, Polymorph, Greater Restoration, Mass Cure Wounds, Raise Dead, Skill Empowerment, Synaptic Static, Mass Suggestion, True Seeing, Etherealness, Force Cage, Regenerate, Resurrection, Teleport, Feeble Mind, Power Word Heal, and True Polymorph. And that's it. That's everything you need to know in order to play as the Bard. Personally, I believe that the Bard class is best played as a support caster whose role is to help cover for all of the party's weaknesses and boost the potential to new heights. However, that's just my opinion, so what are your thoughts on the matter? Are you excited to give the Bard a try? And if you already have, what was your experience with it like? Let me know down in the comments below. If you'd like to support the channel, please be sure to give the video a like and consider supporting me over on Patreon. Patreon supporters gain access to my Patreon-only server over on Discord, where you can come and join in on my games and chat with me and other patrons about everything D&D related. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you haven't, and if you're interested in other videos of mine, here's one right up over here. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see all of you in the next video.